Ooh, as we steadily approach 1 million subscribers, we are on our way towards it. Here we are live once again, and I suppose I would describe today's weather as mixed. We've had rain, we've had strong winds, and at the moment we have sunshine. So we seem to be getting everything today. Hello everyone, welcome. Here we go again on a bright, windy, wet day. And of course, yes, as usual, we are coming to you live from the birthplace of the English language, which just happens to be, oh my goodness, slap my face, it's England. Oh, hi everybody, this is Mr. Duncan in England. How are you today? Are you okay? I hope so. Are you happy? Are you feeling good today? I hope you are feeling okay. Midweek, a very strange period of time. Some people are just beginning to enjoy the week, whilst others are wishing that the week would come to an end. So I suppose it depends what you're doing at this very moment. I'm standing here in front of you. My name is Duncan. I talk about English. I talk about all sorts of things. I also encourage you to discuss certain things as well. This is a good way of learning English, practicing your listening skills, and of course it gives you a chance to get in touch with lots of other English addicts. I'm one of them, and I have a feeling maybe you are one of them as well. Here we are then. It's nice to be with you today on a very strange day. I don't know why. The month of May always seems like a very strange month. It is neither spring nor summer. It is sort of in between. We've had a busy week this week here. I know you like to be kept up to date with what's happening in my little life. Steve has decided, well, he did last week, decide to have someone come to cut some of the trees. What I didn't realise was just how much of the tree or trees were going to be cut. Let's just say. We might talk a little bit more about that on Sunday. In fact, we will. Not today, but on Sunday we will talk about that. So thanks for joining me today. Yes, I hope you are having a good one, because we have made it to the middle of the week without blowing ourselves up. Which is nice when you think about it. It's Wednesday. Here we go then. Yes, we are back, and it's nice to see you. Did you watch Sunday's live stream? Were you watching on Sunday, and did you see the stream we did together, myself and also this guy, Mr. Steve? He's not here today, of course, because he is working, or whatever Steve's definition of working actually is. Today we have some subjects to talk about. We will be talking about art. Did you see the news story yesterday? One of the most valuable pieces of art was sold yesterday for an incredible amount of money. Did you see that? We are talking about art. What is art? What is it to you? a little bit later on. Also, we'll be looking at words connected to win, find and lose. All of that coming up later on as well. Of course, we also have the live chat. It would not be the live stream without you, so I always appreciate you giving your time to me and also sharing your time with everyone when you think about it. Hello to Mosen. Hello, Mosen. Guess what? You are first. Congratulations. You have made it first on today's live chat. Can I give a big hand to you? You see, when you congratulate someone, you give them a big hand. Hello also to Beatrice. We also have Palmyra. And he is here once again. Luis Mendez is here today. I hope you are having a good day, Luis. Also, Gulu is here as well. Magdalene, who is only going to stay for a short time, but it is nice to see you here watching during your break from work. We also have Semia. Hello, Semia Bilgili. Hello to you. Where are you watching at the moment? I'm always fascinated to find out where you are watching in the world. We also have Irene. Hello, Irene. Nice to see you here as well. 100 DOB is here as well. I'm always fascinated to know where you are in the world. I have an interest in what is going on in the world. Of course, I can't find out everything that is happening because it's impossible. The planet is pretty big and there are many people on the planet all living their own lives and lots of things happening in your area and also my area. In fact, everyone has something going on in the place where they live. And I suppose it's fair to say that we can't know everything that is going on in the world, especially at the moment. Let's face it, there is a lot of stuff going on in the world. But I was looking at the news yesterday, the Philippines. Hello, Philippines. If you are watching, you have a new leader, a very familiar name. If you know your recent history, Philippines just had their election. They have another Marcos running the country, it would appear. Also, lots of other things taking place. I believe there is also an election taking place, I want to say, Brazil? Am I right? Or am I wrong? Please let me know. And of course, we had our elections last week, the local council elections. A lot of people confuse the local elections here in the UK with the members of parliament. They are a very different thing. So the people who oversee the local councils, each individual area that deals with the local issues, the local councillors. But of course, they also support certain political parties as well. So that was quite eventful, to be honest. Hi everybody, 100 DOB is actually watching in the Dominican Republic, the Caribbean. Hello to you. I hope the weather is nice where you are. We are having everything today. We are having all of the seasons in one day. Everything is happening. But at least it's not hot. Can I say hello to all of my viewers in India? I hope you are staying as cool as you possibly can as the temperatures rise even more in India. They are going to be in the low 50s. Can you believe that? So it's going to reach over 50 Celsius. I can't even imagine what 50 Celsius feels like. So I really do hope you are staying cool where you are at the moment in India. I really do. Hello, Sifa. Hello to you. Long time no see. Nice to see you back. What have you been up to? I do realise that you do have a lot going on in your lives. You can't always join me, but the good news is, of course, you can always join in when you can. Or you can watch the replay as well, because all of my live streams are kept. They are saved on my YouTube channel, which is rather nice when you think about it. Hello also to Michael Labus. Nice to see you here. Yes, the new Philippines president is the son of one of the former presidents. Many people know about the Marcos dynasty in the Philippines. And of course, the new Marcos, Ferdinand Jr., is the son of the rather famous, some might say infamous, Marcos family. We will see what happens there. Very interesting. Hello, Mr. Duncan. The temperature here is over 30 degrees Celsius. That's very nice. I don't mind it. I don't mind warm temperatures, hot temperatures, as long as there is somewhere cool that I can go to. However, I'm pretty sure I could not stand 50 Celsius. That is too hot, if I was honest with you. Hello, Zudzika. Nice to see you here as well. The temperature here today, we don't have much of a temperature here today. It's fairly cool. I think it's around about 15 Celsius, maybe 18 Celsius today. It does seem very cool. Some people might say, Mr. Duncan, it's freezing. It's freezing in England. Yes, around about 18 Celsius here today. Although summer is coming, we are approaching the summer months. It might get as high as 21. Who knows? We always live in hope that we might have a nice summer. Hello also to Ting Iris. Hello to you. I don't recognise your name. Is it your first time here? If it is, please let me know. Yes, it is a strange week here because we've had a lot of work done in the garden. A lot of, can I say, noisy work. I've been in here trying to concentrate. I've been writing some stuff. I've been trying to come up with some new ideas for lessons and live streams. And I've been sitting in here. Unfortunately, there has been the most amazing amount of noise outside. And as you know, I'm not a big fan of noise. I like peace and quiet. That's the reason why I moved here to the countryside, so everything would be lovely and quiet. So I'm not a big fan. I don't like noise. I prefer the peace and also the quiet as well. Lewis asks about the Northern Ireland elections. Can I just say, I lived through a period of time where things in that part of the world were very turbulent for various reasons. But I suppose, besides having a view, I don't really have a view about it. But what I do think is people have the right to vote in the way they see fit. And I suppose that is the definition of a democracy. So, yes, it has been voted upon, an election has taken place, and that is the decision that has taken place. But if you know a lot about the history of Northern Ireland and its connection with the rest of the UK, you might find there is a lot of history that goes back over many years. A very long time, in fact. Hello, Ferdinand. Shropshire is a beautiful county. It is nice here. I'm going to be honest with you. I will show you the garden very quickly. So outside at the moment, there is the view now. You can see the garden is looking rather tidy. We've had some of the trees cut, although some of them have completely disappeared. And we will be talking about that on Sunday, by the way. We're going to talk about what happened in the garden this week on Sunday. But you can see the sun is now coming out. If you look very carefully at the bottom of the screen, you will see there are some bluebells in the garden. You can also see the magnolia bush in the distance with its purple flowers. And you can also see the blue sky as well. Lots of clouds at the moment. It is a windy day and it is only around 18 Celsius. It's cool and breezy. And that's all I'm going to say about it. Hello also to Rosa. Nice to see you here, Rosa, as well. Very nice to see you on the live chat. It's great to be here. I hope you are having a good week so far. Not too bad here. I'm slowly recovering from my recent drama with You Know What. Feeling much better, to be honest. My sense of smell and taste are almost back to how they were before. So it's very nice to be able to smell and taste once more. I can actually go into the garden and smell the beautiful perfume from the flowers, which is very nice indeed. I have to be honest with you. So many blossoms in your garden at the moment. Yes. So late spring, early summer at the moment, and things are looking very nice indeed. Did you see the news story? Yesterday there was a piece of art, a very famous piece of art that was up for sale. I am sad to say that I did not buy it. I did not purchase this particular piece of art. And there it is. If you've ever heard of Andy Warhol, you will know of his work. He was an artist, very prevalent during the 1960s. I suppose you might say that he is one of the foremost artists in the world of pop art. Pop art. I'm sure you have come across his work in the past. Well, one particular piece of work, a very famous piece of work by Andy Warhol, was sold yesterday. It is his famous print of Marilyn Monroe. It's sold in auction for $195 million. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I sometimes find the art world a rather ludicrous place. People collect art. They will pay anything to have one piece of artwork in their house. But I'm not sure about $195 million. That seems like a lot of money to pay for one piece of artwork. But of course, there are people who will say, Mr. Duncan, you silly man, that piece of art is unique. It was created by a very famous person and a lot of people want it. So of course, there is a marketplace for art. So the more desirable a piece of artwork is, the more a person will be willing to pay for it. So I suppose in this particular case, you might say that the artwork is desired a lot. So there are a lot of collectors out there who would love to get their hands on that piece of art. And that is the reason why it went for such a high price. I think it might be one of the highest prices ever paid. I'm sure there are higher prices, but to me, it is almost obscene. It's almost an obscene amount of money to pay for what is essentially a piece of canvas with something printed on the front. So what can you say, really? But if there are people who are willing to spend that much money, then I suppose there will be people who will pay that amount of money. And I suppose we can also think of other pieces of work that Andy Warhol has produced. His famous tin of Campbell's soup. He painted a portrait of a can of soup. And that, I believe, is also worth quite a lot of money as well. But I think it is madness. Yes, I think a lot of people would say that it is madness to spend that much money on one piece of artwork. Michael says, yes, I agree that Andy Warhol was a great artist, but paying for any piece of art to the value of $195 million is total madness. Well, I suppose when you think about it, we could look at anything in that perspective. For example, yesterday in the Houses of Parliament in London, the parliamentary procedure of the Queen's speech. So these are the plans that the current government have for the country. Normally, it is read out by the Queen of England, Queen Elizabeth, but she's not feeling very well at the moment. So yesterday, instead, they had Prince Charles doing it. A lot of people making a fuss about it. But my point is, there is a lot of money. There is a lot of money spent on the royal family. It's a very contentious, very controversial subject. There are people that think that money should not be wasted, and there are those who think the money is well spent. So there is a belief that having a royal family, something that people want to come and see, will bring money into the country. It is a very interesting moment of time. But Prince Charles was sitting on the most amazing golden throne, and next to him was the crown, the Queen's crown. And that is priceless. It is a priceless artifact. It is a thing that is so valuable, it is very hard to put a price on it. So people might say that in this day and age where there are so many people struggling, so many people trying to live and survive, you might find that spending $195 million on a painting is obscene. It is something that is maybe bad taste as well. So I'm sure there would be a lot of people who would say that doing that, spending that much money on a painting is obscene. But there you go. If there is a market for it, if there are people out there who are willing to buy or willing to spend that much money on one particular thing, then of course it's going to happen. It's going to happen. But it is definitely a lot of money indeed. Coming up later on, we are going to look at art. I think it is a good subject, actually. When we look at artwork, when we look at art in general. What about you? Do you like art? Do you like looking at art? Is there a certain type of art that you enjoy? You might even ask the question, what is art? What is it? Is it a form of expression? Is it a form of understanding? Is it a way of looking at the world around us? Is it a way of communicating? Art is something that I suppose you can describe as subjective. Each person takes their own point of view. They take their own thing away from that particular piece of art. And there are many different types of art. There are some artists who produce things that many people like. There are some artists who produce work that a lot of people don't understand. But they are still famous and they are still well known. I suppose you might say that Andy Warhol was one of those artists that not everyone understood. Not everyone understood why a portrait of a can of soup would suddenly be so popular and what it would do to other people. But when we talk about art, I think it can be anything. I think anything can be art. You might walk down the road and you might drop your hamburger or your ice cream on the ground, and then maybe afterwards you take a photograph of it. And then you put it on the internet and you sell it as an original photograph or a piece of art. And people might actually want it. They might say, oh, you've captured that moment of time so well. Look at that ice cream running away. It is melting in the hot sun. What does it all mean? What is the message that the artist is trying to bring across? But all I've done is taken a picture of an ice cream that I dropped on the floor. So to some people it might mean nothing, but to other people it might be the most creative thing they've ever seen, ever in the world. So it does depend. It really does depend on what that piece of art actually is. I can already see I'm having trouble with my connection today, by the way, so if I seem distracted, that's the reason why. I don't know why. Sometimes the internet has a slight problem. So if you are having difficulty watching my live stream, that is the reason why. Hello to the live chat. The United Kingdom makes so much money being formal with their monarchy and the tourists and the media attention. Yes, I suppose that is the argument that a lot of people make for having the royal family in this country. They bring a lot of tourism. They bring people from all over the world who want to come and see this. They want to see it. So yes, I suppose that is the argument in favour of it. So what about you? Do you like art? I suppose art can be anything that is expressionate or is expressed. So I suppose you could say that art is anything that is put forward as a creation. I suppose poetry is a form of art. Maybe songwriting is also a form of art. But I'm talking more about the expression of painting or drawing, something that you might go into an art gallery to take a look at. So that's the type of art I'm talking about. Some people like classic art. They like to look at the old classical art, the beautiful oil paintings. Some people like modern art. Some people like to look at things that don't quite make sense. Something that is maybe surreal. Maybe you are a big fan of Salvador Dali. He liked all of that, you see. So it does depend. I think everyone has their own view of art. Some people get it, some people understand it, and some people don't. Some people do not. Can I say hello to Claudia? Hello, Claudia. I was thinking of you last week, Claudia, or during the week, and I suddenly realised that every time we have a live stream on Sunday, you always seem to be cooking something in the kitchen. So I was almost thinking of having a new feature on Sunday. I was going to call it What's Cooking, Claudia? Is that a good idea or not? So maybe every Sunday we could actually talk about what Claudia is cooking in the kitchen. Or maybe you, what you're cooking. Because I know a lot of people like to gather as a family every weekend. So you might find that there are people who get together. They come together and quite often there will be a lot of food consumed. So that is something I'm thinking of doing as well. Lewis says there is a lot of criticism of the Queen's speech. Not a word about the rising cost of living. Yes, well, it would appear these days, a lot of people think if you live in England or the UK that you all have great lives. Well, there are many people who are struggling, and there are many people who will be struggling more over the next few months, and we all know why. Mostly because of energy, the price of energy, the price of heating your house, and also the price of buying food to put on your table are both increasing as well. But there wasn't much mention of it yesterday. It wasn't mentioned much in the Queen's speech, and a lot of people were a bit disappointed, to say the least. Claudia says, I like paintings of landscapes. I think the paintings would represent windows on the wall. I'm a big fan of John Constable. I don't know if you've heard of him, but Constable, very popular, very famous artist, countryside scenes. He was very good with his landscapes, recreating rural scenes. And we used to have one of his paintings on the wall in our house. Not the original, of course. Of course not. It wasn't the original painting, but it was a print. And that was a Constable. So I've always liked John Constable's work, to be honest. Tranquil. A lot of his paintings are tranquil, peaceful, relaxing. I like it very much. Mosen says, I like art. I love art. What about painting? What about creating art yourself? And it is true that a lot of people nowadays are actually going into making their own works of art. They are actually deciding to make their own art, which is lovely. Very nice indeed. Thank you, Fernando, for joining us today. That's very kind of you to join in with the live chat. So today we are looking at some subjects, some things that we are going to talk about. We are looking at words connected to winning, losing, and finding. All of that coming up in a few moments. I know a lot of you like to see the cows, and they're, well, I think it explains itself, really. We had the cows. We are live for another 20 minutes. And I hope you are having a good Wednesday where you are as well. And I hope you are having no difficulty watching today's live stream. I know there might be one or two issues, but I will try to stay with you as long as I can. I don't know what is going on, but there is a slight problem with the connection, unfortunately, which is not very nice when you think about it. Some artists didn't earn much money while they are living, but after they passed away, they became millionaires. For example, Van Gogh. Did you know that Van Gogh did sell some of his paintings before he died? I think this is actually a common myth, but it is true that he did actually sell some of his work. So there is this, I think it has become a myth of the unappreciated artists. I think that's the word I'm looking for. Unappreciated. We often see artists when they are alive as being unappreciated. And then after they die, suddenly everyone appreciates the work they did. So I think it can happen from time to time. You might think that sometimes an artist, when they are alive, they are producing their work, might not make much money. But yes, it is true that Van Gogh did, or Van Gogh, depending on how you want to pronounce it, did actually make money from his paintings. Of course, not quite as much as his paintings sold for later on, after he passed away. But yes, definitely, he did make some money. Michael Labus. Huge inflation is and will be, at least for the next several months, the biggest problem for the world economy. Well, I think everyone is going to have to tighten their belts. If you tighten your belt, you make your belt tighter. It means you are going to eat less. You are going to spend less money on things like food, essential things. So we often say that a person will tighten their belt. It means that you are going to spend less money, and quite often on things that you need, things that you really do need. So we are going to have a look at a subject. I hope this is going to be an interesting subject. I really do. I hope you are going to enjoy today's topic. Find, lose, win. Words connected to those things. You win, you lose, you find. So those are today's words that we are going to have a look at. To find something is to make a discovery or catch sight of something. Something that you could not see, something that was not visible, suddenly is. You find something. To find something is to make a discovery. You find something. Or to catch sight of something. Maybe something you couldn't see, but now you can. You find something. One might find something, or find out about something, or find a solution to a problem. So there are many ways of expressing the word find, many ways of doing it. To discover something is to find. To uncover something hidden is find. So something you could not see, maybe you find it. You uncover the thing that you are looking for, or maybe you find it without realizing it was there all the time and you didn't know it was there. To uncover something hidden is find. And we have the common use of find, which is to discover. But of course, we can also have the past tense of find, which is found. Found. So you find something, you have found something. Something has been found. You might try to find something. We are trying to find a cure for lung cancer. So in this particular sentence, you are searching for a cure. You are trying to find the cure. Something that can make that thing better, or to ease the pain or suffering of people suffering with that particular disease or illness. So yes, you are trying to find, you are trying to discover the cure. One is searching for something. You might be searching for something that is hidden or buried beneath the ground. We are hoping to find the secret tomb. If you are looking for a tomb, you might be digging. You might be searching underground for something that is hidden, and you are hoping that you will find it. The thing discovered is a find. So you can describe the thing that you find as a find. The thing itself is the find. There were some interesting finds that we are excited to show you. So the find can also be the noun. The actual thing that you found can be described as a find. Quite often in archaeology, you will hear the word find used. An accidental discovery is find. I found a £10 note on the bus. Have you ever found money? It's a lovely feeling when you're walking along the road and suddenly you find money on the pavement or on the sidewalk. It's a very, very nice feeling. I found a £10 note on the bus. They have found a body in the lake. They find something. The person has found something. Of course, that is the past tense. The person has found something. The thing has been found. It has been discovered. A hidden mineral or substance might be found underground. The word strike can be used in this situation. So maybe you are digging underground, you are looking for something, maybe something valuable or maybe something useful, and then when you find it, we can use the word strike. We are hoping to strike oil here. After 2 days digging, they struck gold. So in those two situations, you can see the word strike and struck are used. You find something that is underground. You might strike oil. Maybe you do it by accident. Maybe you are not looking for oil, but you still find it. You strike oil. There are, of course, many people these days who search for precious metals, such as gold. And I think it's in Australia. I know in Australia there are certain minerals or certain types of precious metal that people often search for. I also believe there are some reality shows as well devoted to that. The word find has many synonyms. For example, locate. You try to locate something. You search for something. You are looking for something. You try to locate something. Uncover. You find something, you uncover something. Something has been revealed to you. Something you were looking for. We can also have unearth. If you unearth something, it means you find something underground or something that was hidden. But now you have found it. You have unearthed that thing. You have found it buried somewhere. Recover. You recover something. You find something. Maybe if a ship has sunk beneath the ocean, or maybe an aeroplane has crashed, you have to try and find it. You recover the plane, or you recover the wreckage of the ship from beneath the ocean. You recover. To come across something is find. You come across something. Maybe you are walking down the road and you come across a child who is lost. You suddenly find that person. You discover them. To hit upon something is also to find. You stumble on something. You find something by accident. So if you stumble on something, it means you find something by accident. The word lose refers to an event where something has been taken away or suddenly disappears. It suddenly vanishes. So the word lose can often be expressed as the opposite to find. You lose something, you find something. The word lose refers to an event where something has been taken away or suddenly disappears. A thing you own has vanished. I have lost my car keys. I put them down this morning, but now I can't find them. I have lost them. They have disappeared. They seem to have vanished. To be defeated is lose. We lost the match last night. You did not win. You lost. You did not win the match. You lost the match. You were defeated. A valuable thing that was taken away. He lost his driving license due to drunk driving. So maybe if you break the rules of the road, you might find that they will restrict your ability to drive a car. They will take away your driving license. So you lost your driving license because you broke the rules or the law. Maybe you were driving too fast. Maybe you were driving dangerously. Or perhaps you were driving under the influence of alcohol. He lost his driving license for drunk driving. He was driving whilst intoxicated. The word lose is often confused with loose. It is true. Quite often the word lose is confused with loose. They are two different words. I will explain. The word loose means something that is not secure or is in danger of falling. Something that is not fixed in place is loose. Something that moves easily. Something that is not secure or firmly fixed is loose. I have a loose tooth. The tooth is not secure. The dentist said I might lose my teeth. The teeth will fall out. I don't want to lose my teeth, to be honest. The dentist said I might lose my teeth. I have a loose tooth. So the teeth are in your mouth, but they are loose. The word lose has many synonyms. For example, mislay. You can lose something. Maybe you are walking down the road and you lose your money. You lose your car keys. Maybe you lose your dog. Maybe your dog runs away and you can't find your dog anywhere. So the word lose can be expressed as mislay, drop, misplace. To be defeated is to lose if you are beaten in a match or a game or a battle. You lose. To be beaten, to fail. You fail at something. You lose. You are not successful. You go down. It means you have lost the game or the match. You go down. Then we have the word win. The word win refers to the occurrence of gaining something as a prize. So quite often, if you win, it means you get something. Maybe you played a game or you gambled or you did something that meant that you might win a prize. Well, if you win the prize, it means you have been successful. You have gained something as a prize. To come first in a contest is described as winning. You have won the contest. A lot of people yesterday were talking about the Eurovision Song Contest, which happens across Europe at this time of year as we start to choose the people who will represent their countries. You might win some money in a lottery. Oh, fancy pants, very nice. So if you win some money in a lottery, maybe you win a lot of money in the lottery. Very nice. I like the sound of that. Some lucky person yesterday, did you see the news story? Some lucky person won £184 million on the European lottery. Can you believe that? £184 million. One person, just one individual, one ticket, 184 million. How lovely. Good for them. That's all I can say. Good for them. I'm so glad that they won all that money. I'm not bitter and I'm not jealous. Phew. Maybe a little. The winner has won. They have won a prize. The person is a winner. So the person who wins is the winner. We can say that they have won. They have won a prize. So quite often we use won as the past tense of win. The top money prize is often described as the jackpot. So if you win the top prize, if you win the largest amount or the biggest prize, we can say that you have won, there it is, the jackpot. If you have won the jackpot, it means you have won the largest prize. So you might say that in the lottery, yesterday someone won the jackpot. They won the largest prize that is available. The top prize is described as the jackpot. Very nice. There is a phrase that goes finders, keepers, losers, weepers, which refers to the ownership of a found object. The person who found it now owns it. Quite often if you find something in the street, if you find some money or maybe something that was dropped or left, there is a saying that goes finders, keepers, losers, weepers. That says that if you do find something, that thing now belongs to you. However, in law, it is not always the case. because ownership is often described as 9/10 of the law. So if you actually do own something, if it really does belong to you, even if another person finds that thing in the street, it is still yours because you own it. It is yours. It belongs to you, especially if you can prove that that thing belongs to you. So just to recap before we go, to find is to discover. You discover something. You find something. To lose is to mislay or to be defeated. You lose a match. You lose a game. Or something vanishes. You lose your keys. You lose your money. Also, of course, if you are gambling, maybe you lose all your money whilst gambling. Not a good thing, really. And of course, win can be expressed as gain by chance. If you win something, then you gain something by chance. Or you overcome something. You win. Maybe you are having to go to court to fight another person in court. Maybe there is something you are trying to achieve. Maybe a difficulty you are having in your life. We can say that you win, you succeed, you overcome. Another word we can use is triumph as well. You triumph, you win, you are successful. Everything is yours. And that, as they say, is that. I hope the rest of today will go your way, and I hope you will be a winner in the game of life today. Hello, Mosen. Nice to see you here, Mosen. Thanks for joining in, even though you are a little bit late, to be honest. Yes, Claudia, I am going to the dentist on Friday. This Friday, I am visiting the dentist. I couldn't go the last time because I had COVID, but this time I don't have it. So I have no excuse for not going to the dentist on Friday. So yes, I am going to the dentist. I hope everything will be all right there. I hope I don't have any loose teeth. I hope I don't lose any of my teeth. Wish me luck. Thank you very much for your company. I am going now. I am back on Sunday. I will show you now on the screen. I will be with you on Sunday from 2 p.m. UK time is when I'm back with you. Sunday is when I'm with you. And of course, this guy will be here as well. Mr. Steve will be joining us on Sunday as well. Thank you very much for your company. I hope you've enjoyed today's live stream. There has been a lot to look at. This will be available later on with some captions as well. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Whatever you are doing, whatever you are doing today, I hope it goes as planned. I hope you are successful in whatever your venture is today. Thank you very much for your company. Very nice to see so many people here. As we slowly approach 1 million subscribers, we are getting closer. Maybe this month will be the month when we hit 1 million subscribers. We will have to wait and see. Thanks for your company. See you on Sunday, 2 p.m. UK time. This is Mr. Duncan in the birthplace of English saying thanks for watching. See you later. And of course, you know what's coming next. Yes, you do. Ta-ta for now.